I went to a bar the other night in Houston because I was on spring break, and I definitely had a certified David moment.
Oh, what does that mean?
We went to the rodeo, and they had this like little place called like the wine garden, and they were selling bottles of wine at cost. And so we had me and one of my roommates ordered 3 bottles of wine, just us two. We drank them all, and then we went into the rodeo for the concert, and it was, I think, like Sam Hunt. And because we were told that the drinks inside of the concert were like super fucking expensive. So, you know, if you're going to drink beforehand. So we did.
Yeah.
And then we went in and we found out drinks were $5.
Whoa, that's so cheap for a fucking...
Yes. At NRG Stadium. They were $5 for any mixed drink that you want.
Wait, $5 at NRG?
Stadium?
Yes.
That's incredible.
I don't know how good that
Where's
is. I'm
the catch?
filthy and European.
$5 is really fucking cheap. Usually it's like $8 to $9.
Yeah. Usually it's like $9 for a beer.
It
and like
goes up. It
for
goes
special.
really up. Yeah. No, that's cheap as fuck.
Dude, I got fucked up. And there was this little
got
kid that
white
was
girl
sitting next to
wasted?
me. There was
No.
this little kid that was sitting next to me, and he kept fucking staring at me. And it was to the point where even my roommate who was sitting next to me goes, bro, this kid keeps staring. It's like, he's got a fucking problem. So it was pissing me off. So I went up to go get more drinks. But I realized that they had stopped serving alcohol at this point. And so I just started flirting with the mom that was running the stand. And she gave me 2 rum and cokes that were double.
Yo.
And so,
Dude, that's what
roommate-
happens when you're Corbin, dude.
my roommate gave me $10 to go get 2 drinks. I came back with $10 and 2 drinks. And he was like, what happened? I go, don't ask questions, just drink. And then as I'm sitting down,
Why are you being weird about it?
we had so many empty like cups that were just basically filled with ice. And as I'm sitting down, I spilled them all on the kid next to me.
No!
Oh my god.
And he's just staring at me. I go,
Why do you call that a David moment?
because wait, he's just staring at me and I go, what?
You're such a prick.
And I sit back down and I drink my rum and coke.
Why is that a David moment? That didn't explain anything. What do you mean?
Last week, I spent like every day chasing women at night for 2 hours. That was like a real David moment.
Dude, that's my cardio.
Am I just...
I did accidentally chase a woman. I felt really bad.
My God,
What?
Corbin, no.
What do you mean?
Allegedly.
Okay. She had really cool pants
Allegedly.
on. So I was riding my
What
bike.
the fuck? She did. Was she what? Allegedly.
So I was riding my bike and she was in front of me. And she had come in from a side street where I saw like her pulling up, and then she ended up in front of me. And I went, holy shit. Those, like, imagine the shirts I wear as pants.
Okay.
Right?
That
And I'm
does sound cool.
She's my second half. Like, she completes the fit.
Oh no, dude! What the fuck?
And so I start biking faster, but she's really fast. And
Oh my god.
but I'm gaining on her.
Corbin.
No, but like I'm gaining on her.
Corbin.
And
You're what?
I'm gaining on her.
No, we got that part. Move on. We got that you're gaining on her.
Like, she was fast, but I was faster.
No,
Hey,
stop.
I can talk about a time I went to a nightclub and didn't chase any women.
But eventually
Holy
we get to a crosswalk, and so she stops. And so I pull up next to her, and I'm going to start talking to her. And I realized I was biking really fast. I'm very, very out of breath. So I'm sitting there just like panting, just like, and then it realizes in my head, I was chasing her.
Corbin.
And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Corbin.
I go, I didn't even mean to do that. I just wanted to tell her pants look cool.
What did you do?
So I
the
started
thing on your
I-
ass.
I started panicking, and I still really
my
wanted to
God.
compliment her pants. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, trying to catch my breath. Okay, what do I say?
go.
Like, what do I do? And I
Let
go,
it
oh,
go.
I go, shit, I don't want to compliment her pants because, like, what if she thinks I was like staring at her ass? And so I go, I still want to give her a compliment because I think she's a cool person, even though I don't know her at all. And so I'm also, by the way, I'm looking the exact opposite direction, and she's just staring at me. And so I go, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my head and at the same time point. And whatever I point at,
No.
I'm going to compliment. And so at the same time I'm moving with my head, or like moving my hand, I'm moving my head in tandem. And I point directly at the ground and I just go, nice bike. And then I just run away.
Corbin's spinning his head around, procedurally generating a conversation.
I just biked into the
horrifying.
traffic. I biked into the road.
Corbin, were you moving like an amateur Gmod animation?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I had to take off my shirt. I started sweating.
Dude, I'm sweating just hearing you talk about this.
I felt so bad because that's what I usually like how I flirt with women is I walk up to them, I say, "Oh, I really like your shoes," and then I walk away and think, hey, if they want to continue the conversation, they'll stop me because I don't want to be creepy. And I realized that was the creepiest thing in my life I've ever done. I didn't mean to. She smiled and was like, "Oh,
Dude,
thank you so much." And then, but really, she said that while I was biking away. I'm fully shirt off, panting my armpits right now.
Man, I got a few compliments recently about my hair, and I was like, you know what? Compliments are nice.
I got some
That was
really
random.
fucking.
I'm sorry. I just never get compliments, and then I
you're
got
good.
compliments about my purple hair, and I was like, you know what? Hell yeah.
I'm one
I
of
got
those
some-
people who gets like one compliment and I just latch onto it for like 5
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
That's
I'm
my
thinking
one
the
compliment.
exact same.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, dude, I went at that club. One of the white girls on the fucking dance floor was like, "Damn, nice hair," and I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna fucking fuel me for the rest of my life." Holy shit!
Honestly,
See,
yeah.
that's why I
just
do it.
I'm a simple
unprompted
guy.
like that. That's so nice.
Even if they're not into me, I'm like, dude, they got a compliment for the day. Like that's gonna make their day better. So I don't care. Like even
Yeah.
if they're like not into me.
I mean, you could like not chase them through the street.
Yeah, you could also do
I was
that.
chasing them until I caught them.
Your
All
honor.
about the thrill of the chase.
They were already in the net.
I don't do that because one time I did do a compliment randomly because I was like, I feel nice today. I'll be kind to someone. And then like I did the compliment and it was like just I really like your hair or something like that to a woman, and she was like, okay, creep. And I was like, what the fuck?
And then you went, damn, okay, I hope you go bald the next year.
Dude, I
Fine,
didn't
I
say
won't ask
anything.
to smell
I was just so flashbanged by like how brutal she got. What did you say? Wait, what did you say?
Fine, I won't ask to smell it. Oh, dude, speaking of smelling it, today
No. Okay, fine. What?
my
Corbin,
teacher
don't toss the panty
absolutely
raid
doxed
story.
my feet pics.
What? What'd you say?
Why would
What? Okay, what?
I hate
So
that
I had-
anyway.
Okay,
so-
run it back. Ray, run it back. What?
She absolutely doxed my feet pics.
Go on, just say.
Okay, so I had surgery on my foot, so I can't like walk to classes. So I had to email all my professors being like, "Hey, can you send me a Zoom link? I can't walk." And one of my teachers was like, "I need proof. Like, send me a photo of your feet."
What?
And so I sent my professor a photo of my foot.
She didn't ask for like a medical report. She asked for pictures of your feet.
I mean,
Show me
Corbin
your
said
feet.
me had a big cast on his foot.
Oh,
Corbin
okay.
I
I
mean,
mean,
slam beers on St. Patrick's Day for him because he couldn't
was-
drink.
this
That's
is
so
true.
weird. That's such a weird ass.
It gets worse. So I sent her a picture of my foot and said, "Thanks so much for like the Zoom link. If you need anything else, just let me know." Which Jello told me, "You realize you just offered to send her more feet pics," and but that's
yeah,
fine. Like, if I
It's-
get an
no,
A in that
it's-
class, it's an A in the class.
Corbin, it's not fine.
But what happened in class was the worst thing ever, because so I can see she shows like her whole screen to the class, and she's going through the slides, and she goes, "Oh, let me show you something else online, like on our website."
No.
And so she closes out of the slide, and it's just my email, and it says my first and last name, my student ID, and it's a giant photo of my foot on the on this giant auditorium projector
Why?
of a giant like 2-tiered university class.
Why?
And it was just my foot and my full legal name and my student ID, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I don't know how to respond to this. I'm logging off. I had this crazy fucking person come into work. This was pre-COVID. I was at Best Buy, and I hadn't been working there for very long. It was like my first or like second month there, so I'm still very new and like learning how to talk to customers and stuff. And this one dude is like looking around, he looks really confused, and so I go up to him like, hey man, like you need any help like find anything or anything I can help you with? And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to help me with this, but I'm having some problems with an app on my phone. I was like, oh, I can look at it. He probably just doesn't know how to open the phone because he's like boomer. I was like, I don't really know anything about this app, but like I can help you look and see what's going on. He's like, okay, like anything helps. Like he seemed pretty nice. And it was a security app, and it was like all of his cameras around his house, and they weren't connecting. And I tried to mess around with it for a little bit, but then eventually I was just like, hey man, like without actually going to your house, there's nothing I'd be able to do to like really help you, unfortunately.
Don't tell me.
Oh no.
I wake up in his house. No, he's like, oh, that's all right. He's like, it's fine. He goes, if you can't help me with that though, can you help me with one thing? I was like, yeah, sure, man. What's up? And this is pre-COVID, so he gets really close to me and he goes, do you know when you're gonna die? And I was like, what?
What?
I do not have the social skills to get out of this conversation, but I am shitting my pants. I was fucking like, my heart was just beating so fast because I was like, yeah, this is how I die. This guy's gonna stab me in the middle of a fucking Best Buy. He's gonna ruin this shirt that I got a month ago.
Oh man, that's the worst part, man. Never fuck with a man's Best Buy shirts.
And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, do you know when you're going to die? And
Is
I was
this
like,
some cult shit? Is he gonna like
This is so fucking
slip
nuts.
you a fucking flyer or something?
kinda.
Oh no!
And I was like, no, hopefully not soon. And he goes, well, have you repented for your sins?
There it is.
And I was like, now,
classic.
now I understand. And like, I'm Christian, so I was like, all right, I'm ready to be like, yo, I'm about to Ownzone this cult guy with actual Bible fact.
Oh no.
That didn't happen solely because he kept scaring the shit out of me. Like, he was like, well, are you going to hell? And I was like,
What do you mean?
I was like, oh man, like, I don't know. Like, that's not really for me to decide. Like, you know, how am I to know? And he goes, well, if you repented for your sins, you would know that you're not going to go to hell. And I was like, you're sounding like you're going to send me there pretty soon, dude. And he's giving off real creepy vibes now. And then he starts talking to me about the Bible, and I'm like, okay, like, shut your mouth, I'm at work. And then I kind of just zone him out until he goes, will you pray with me? And I was just like, excuse me?
Wow.
And he goes, pray with me. And then like grabs my hands and
in the middle of a Best Buy?
In the middle of the Best Buy. Like we're not even in a corner. We're not behind a desk. We're straight up standing in the middle of Best Buy. And he was like, repeat after me. I want
to have the perfect image of what's happening here. What area are you in? Like the DVD area? Are you in the mobile area?
Are you in the videos game, bro?
Mobile, in the very middle of the store.
Oh no,
mobile.
that's like the middle front.
Isn't that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like the front of the fucking place.
And I'm holding hands with this
Oh my god.
middle-aged man, and he's screaming at me to repeat what he's saying. And I was like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't want to repeat them.
Like screaming, like yelling?
He was like, repeat after me. And I was like, I don't want to. And he was like, repeat after me. And I was like, okay.
Oh.
And so we just started praying, and I was just like, and I'm like about to start fucking crying because I'm freaking the fuck out.
Holy
and
shit,
he's like screaming at me, making me pray with him. And I think he's thinking I'm having this. He's going through a breakthrough. That's why he's crying. No, I'm shitting a hole through my pants. Like, I'm fucking
scary.
I'm fucking terrified. And then he's done. He goes, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And then walks out.
I'll see it.
No, that was secret boss. That was undercover boss. That was a test.
I mean, I did a good job because I
Yeah,
stayed with the
you
customer
passed.
the entire time. And I
At the
immediately
end of the season, he's gonna give you a raise.
You did good with that church thing.
You know that crazy.
I really
guy
liked
who
how
made
you cried
pray?
when he was
That
praying
me.
at you.
That was me. He pulls off his fucking mask.
I noticed you shed a
did
hole
good,
through your
kid.
pants. I got you new pants, Corbin.
Here's a $12 gift card to the Gap.
No, just a Best Buy.
I'm just
Oh my
like standing there
fucking
though, just like shaking,
Fucking
like
floored, presumably, right? I mean, like, what the fuck?
like
What do you
on the
do?
edge of a panic attack. Because like, what the fuck just happened? Like I'm new here. Is this how every day is?
That's such a. I can't believe he closed it with "I'll see you tomorrow." That's
That
so
was
ominous.
tomorrow is the scariest thing he could have told you at that
Yeah,
time.
that's like the worst.
Did you see him tomorrow?
Well, immediately after that, I was like standing there for a minute, just like, what the fuck? Just like trying to like compose myself to understand what the fuck was going on. And I immediately like sped walk over to my boss and I was like, I just had a really strange customer interaction. He was like, are you okay? And I was like, I think so, but I don't know. Cause I was worried about, cause he was like, I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, this
Yeah.
guy's gonna like follow me home from work or some shit. And he's like, well, what happened? And I was like, well, he just asked me like a seemingly normal question. I tried to help him, but it was something that I couldn't help him with. And then he asked me if I knew when I was going to die and made me pray with him. And he goes, oh, John? I was like, what the fuck? He goes, yeah, next time that guy tries to talk to you, just walk away. And I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I feel like this should have been like day one preparation. Hey, if fucking John comes in, walk away. He's like, yeah, that guy tries to pray with everyone here.
What the fuck? Have you seen John recently?
Haven't
Does
seen.
come
He
in?
did not come in the next day.
Wow.
And I have not seen him since because I know his face.
Yeah,
That's so
I would
fucked.
assume so after that.
Although my vision was distorted from the tears in my eyes. I didn't find my harmonica, but I found my fushigi.
Fushigi?
Yeah, fushigi
Close it.
balls are like
dude,
a magic thing.
Here, I can show you.
Okay.
I thought this was gonna be like another like.
This is an audio thing. We can't.
This is an audio. Yeah, this is an audio podcast. Okay.
Can we just talk about the camera? Can we just talk about the
Yeah,
fucking
can we
camera?
talk about the fucking camera? So Corbin was showing us earlier how he installed a pissing camera, like so that when he streams, he can just go piss, but still have a webcam like from above showing him pissing. But the thing is.
For context's sake, this whole thing began because prior to us recording, I asked Corbin a gentlemanly question of do you piss sitting down at home or do you piss standing up? Because I always piss sitting down on a toilet bowl because if I piss standing up, I'm going to get splash damage. And then Corbin was kind enough to showcase the toilet camera and teach me how to stream my piss properly into a toilet so I don't get collateral damage. Thus, the toilet camera was introduced into the lore.
Which he's just been broadcasting the entire time. So when he said he'd show us the fushigi ball, it just sort of rolled off screen in front of the toilet.
Threw it in the toilet. The thing is, this toilet is connected to his roommate's fucking room, so there's just his roommate's door right there. So if he ever goes to take a shit, we're just gonna see his roommate's shit.
I'm really excited to see
I really
his
don't want
reaction.
that.
Also, the toilet is
I'm gonna
currently
be honest,
propped
I
up to
don't
be
wanna
looking
see
like it's
that.
smoking.
The toilet looks
What
like
do
it
you
just
mean?
got laid.
I still think the best is when I told a stripper that I buried my son today.
Wait, you did what? To who? Why?
That doesn't sound for a different
Everything
time.
lines up, but there has to be a lead up to this.
Corbin. That's a story for a different time.
Oh,
How can you fucking do that?
Do what?
What the fuck was that? How
Bury
could
your
you
son
just
that day and then go to a
mention
strip club.
Oh, because she
Yeah,
was
that's
what?
yeah. Because she
What?
was what? Because she was what?
Asking
Okay.
questions. Too many
I didn't
of
have any
them.
money.
Oh my god, you were just doing it to get a free lap dance?
Free grief lap dance.
Corbin.
Oh my god.
Corbin.
Corbin.
Oh my
That's
god.
so bad, bro.
That's a real. You're down bad.
No,
That's
no,
like,
no, no,
that's
no, no.
like that's on par with like showing up in a wheelchair or like, you know, pretending to be a veteran.
That's a whole episode of Always Sunny.
That's an episode of Always Sunny, dude.
Oh no.
Oh my
Corbin,
god.
tell
Yes, Corbin, you know it's bad when
No, it's bad when Always Sunny has an entire episode
in like
about
the
that.
second season. That was so early on too. They were like, we have all of these ideas.
man.
Let's have them go to a strip club in wheelchairs to get petty lap dances.
Well, to be fair,
lap dance. Oh my God.
it was paid for, just not by me.
by the club.
Yeah, it was paid for
The
by
card,
your
the
fucking
industry
dead
card.
son.
No, it wasn't the industry card. I was financed by someone else, and she asked why he paid for me, and I said because I buried my son today. And then I also did tell another stripper that it was my birthday, and then she said my birthday's in January, and I said no way, me too.
That's a good one.
It was not January.
Yeah.
Sure, dude.
I went. My birthday is January 6th.
No.
Corbin has conversations like a dialogue tree that doesn't
Why do
loop
you
correctly.
lie? Why do you lie? What do you do?
It is kind of funny.
It is
kind
kind
of
of funny.
I agree. I used to lie to this guy at the fucking food court for like years.
Oh, I've lied in so many taxis as well.
I've had this problem. There's this local fast food place that I've been going to, and the fucking employees there are crazy.
Or Pang.
They're
No,
crazy.
they're insane. So I pulled up to the window like 2 weeks ago, and the guy unslides the window like super fucking fast and goes, "Bro, don't ever fucking go to Shelltown."
Oh my
What is
god.
Shelltown?
And I'm like, what? And he goes, "Don't ever."
Is that like a rival restaurant?
No, it's a city that I've never heard of. And he goes, "Don't ever go to fucking Shelltown." And I'm like, "What are you talking
Shelltown,
about?" And he goes, "Just
California.
don't go." And I'm like, "Why?" He goes, it's a shithole, man. It's a shithole. Don't go to Shelltown." And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I kind of want to go. Like,
It's
you're
in
kind of
San
hyping it
Diego,
up.
dude. It's in San Diego. What the fuck?
And he's like, "Bro,
Wait, I googled.
I also need to Google this now.
googled Shelltown, and
Shelltown?
one of the first pictures I saw is just a bunch of tattooed dudes.
Oh, I
Oh,
see
wow.
A
it.
bunch of tattooed hunks. It looks like one of those Russian, like, what is it again? Those videos of like dudes hanging out,
Like the Gopniks?
and they're really.
I mean,
what
to
is
me,
that
it
called?
it looks like a GTA loading screen.
GTA Shelltown. No, what's that fucking thing? What's those videos that people were sending to each other, and it's just a bunch of like really muscular, sweaty men.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Gotchi. Yeah, Gotchi.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. I guess it's totally different now that I think about it. I just
The guy on the right's doing like something to his lips. Like he looks good.
but dude, I'm like, man, I kind of want to go to Shelltown." He gets real fucking serious. He goes, "Don't, bro, don't fucking go." And I'm like, "How do I get there?" He goes, "You just hop on I-10 and you just go straight down I-10, and then Interstate 5, you head north." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm going." And he's like, "I swear to God, don't fucking go." And then closes the door, comes back, hands me my food. And he's like, "All right, man, have a good one." And I was like, "See," I'm like, "See you later." And I'm going to Shelltown. And he's like, "No, you're not." And I show him my phone, and it's the map's directions to Shelltown.
What does he want you to go so bad,
And
dude?
he goes, "Give me your phone right now."
What the fuck, man?
And I'm like, "Bro, I'm just fucking with you." He's like, "Thank God, man, don't ever go to Shelltown."
So dangerous.
I kind of wanted to road trip to Shelltown now.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He was hyping up so much by telling me not to go.
Funny. Holy shit. I love that you just like you pull up the Maps app, you show it to him.
And I go there frequently. That is the only time I've ever seen him there. He got fired. I think you're stealing every single customer.
I don't think he
He
worked there.
kept warning people like, "Hey, man, don't even fucking, not even once, bud."
You got fired for going to Shelltown.
Speaking of schools, I had this one math teacher in high school that I really liked. And he was really funny. He actually he ran the D&D club. He's actually a really cool guy.
Ran the D&D club.
He ran the D&D club, and he also challenged me to a fight in his jujitsu dojo. And I did not show up because I was too scared.
Was he, dude?
Sorry,
that's not fucking nice. He was waiting for you, man.
Challenged you to a fucking fight.
Yeah, my senior year, because he was like, "Oh, you play football? You're super strong, right?" And then I was like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Well, I do jujitsu," and I was like, "I know. You've told me about it before." And he goes, "Do you ever want to fight me? Here's my dojo," and then handed me the business card for his dojo, and then walked away.
Dude, maybe he was like,
You could have been the new Karate Kid.
You could have been the new Karate Kid.
Jiu-jitsu.
He was probably waiting in his studio all alone, sitting on the fucking floor, just
Fucking
waiting for you, and you
protege.
never showed
Fucking
up.
Corbin Kai.
You did.
Guy, yes.
You denied him his legacy. This is fucked up.
Well, I was really upset because he goes, "Yeah, I practice on Wednesdays from like 6 to 8," and I was like, "I will go next week." And then the next week rolled around, and he goes, "You never showed up." And I went, "I'm gonna be honest, Mr. I couldn't handle losing." Dude. I love that teacher so much. He was so weird.
What the fuck?
We had such a good relationship because he would just say super like outlandish stuff, and people would stare at him, and I'd be the only one to laugh, and I'd be like, "Mr. you are a genius." Oops.
Shouldn't say his full name. Here's last name.
You said it twice. Don't worry.
That is,
All right.
Stop
That's
saying
his
it.
actual
What?
name. You did this the last time too.
I know. We started Googling my teacher. But there was one day where I was like, man, I love this teacher so much. I want to bring him something. And so I was walking down the hall, and at our school, there was the outside halls that had rocks on both sides. So I was like, fuck it. And I just grabbed a giant ass rock. I went up to his room, and I placed it on his desk before class as he was sitting there. And I looked at him and I said, "Mr. I might go, but this rock will stay forever. Keep this in remembrance of me." And without breaking eye contact, he grabs the rock and just chunks it out the window that is closed and shatters the glass. And there's just glass flying everywhere, and it's all over the ground. And we're on the second story, by the way. He threw it out of a second story window. And we just like lock eye contact, and we're just staring at each other, and I'm in shock. And then I realized that he didn't know what just happened, and he looks at me and he goes, "I thought the window was open." And I was like, "Oh boy, Mr. that bird hit the window really hard." He's like, "I have to go tell the office." And so he runs outside of the classroom and runs to the office, and my shock turns into just like hysterical laughter, and I fall on the ground, and I'm just laughing as the hardest I've laughed in my entire life, and I'm fucking crying. And at this time is when everyone started to slowly walk into the classroom, and they just see me sitting under his desk, cry laughing, surrounded by broken glass, and just be like, "What happened, Corbin? What happened?" And I just could not bring myself to words. I just went, rock! And then the principal came in, and he just stared at me, and I was on the ground still crying. He didn't get into trouble, but apparently that legacy did stick with him, because at my graduation, he walked up to me and he goes, "Hey, I just want you to know what you did was really funny, but you shouldn't put things in teachers' mailboxes." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I know it's you. Who else would it be?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Someone keeps putting rocks in my mailbox." And I'm like, "Mr. It is not me, but that is hilarious. I'm going to start doing that."
Did you know where he lived?
Yeah, I knew where he lived. I actually sent him his own address once. It was hilarious.
You sent him his own address?
Yeah, I bet him that I could find it.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck? Wait, do you still talk to him?
Why would he take that bit?
Yeah.
He didn't.
Oh, okay.
He said,
Corbin's not a
"Corbin
bet.
did it." He said, "Corbin, please." He said, "Corbin, please don't look from my house." And then I emailed him a Google image of street view of his house. But yeah, no, we're friends on Twitter. I don't talk to him anymore though.
Does he want to be on the podcast?
You can tell
can
his side
ask
of the
him.
story.
Yeah, fuck it. You can tell his side.
Next
Former student.
podcast episode, just
Let's see if we can
His
get a
side.
name release.
Mr. says it all. Oh, fuck. I mean, Mr.
No. Corbin will ask him if we're allowed to use his name.
Yeah, he can definitely do that.
We'll get it cleared.
Just go knock on his door.
I mean,
Send him another street view. Like,
only
let
thing
me
is-
use your name or else.
Another photo of his house. He's moved. He just. I almost said,
You know he's moved?
yeah,
Corbin.
I almost said he doesn't live at blank anymore.
Oh my god, dude.
No, but see, here's the thing. If I ask him if I can use his name in the podcast, he's gonna watch the podcast and be so disappointed in me.
Why?
I don't know.
For being on a podcast.
What if he was like, that's my boy, but like in a teacher student way, not in a weird like.
David, have you heard about a relationship?
I mean, I just did, yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess
You had a good one.
He was a great. He was such a cool guy. He also not funny, but a really cool thing that he did was he fought at our school that freshmen have a mandatory study hall, and he started this petition to make a change where it was no longer a study hall and it was a life class where they would teach you how to do taxes and how to like apply for colleges and all that stuff. And of course, the school shut it
shit.
down.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but he was
Why?
because
Why?
I don't know. He even told me, he was like, was that something that students want? And I was like, that's literally like all they complain about.
That's all any fucking student wants, because then you become an adult and you have to do taxes and you're like, what the fuck is a tax?
I was like, you could just call it Adulting 101. He's like, I offered to teach it for like no extra like pay raise or anything. He's like, if it would genuinely help y'all, like I want to teach you that. And I'm like, you are actually a genuinely outstanding person.
I'm so glad you gave him a rock and almost made him lose his fucking
so
job.
glad teachers aren't paid well.
Holy fuck.
Brendan, I heard that you rock.
I do.
Oh, fuck.
I'm
guys.
fucking epic.
Guys.
Am I
didn't
recording?
record.
This is a story about the time I got Ownzoned by a 5-year-old.
Oh fuck yeah!
Let's go.
Let's go.
I was working at a church at the time, and it was like a summer camp, and I would get there at around 12, and so the kids would always be getting from like off of their lunch, and they'd go to their playground for like outside activity time, and I'm pulling up, and it was the day after leg day, so I guess I'm kind of being a little dramatic little baby boy, and like walking funny, basically limping out of my car because I was like sore and my legs were tired.
How would you be that sore? Does nobody do stretching anymore after
No.
you finish? Do you never stretch when you finish working out?
No,
Why?
because I was in high school and I didn't understand anything, and my workout routine was like
Oh.
just lift as much weight as possible and then suffer through the pain that follows.
Okay, gotcha.
And so like I'm walking funny just because my legs are tired and hurting, and I was like meeting up with the kids like where I do every day, like while they're walking. And so I'm behind all of them, and this one kid stops and turns around and just stares at me and goes like, "Why are you walking funny?" And for some reason, this deeply insulted me. And I was like, I need to teach this kid a lesson. Like he shouldn't be calling people out just because of difference. And if my legs weren't hurting, I would have punted him right then and there.
What the fuck?
But like the only thing I can think of that's like with what to say, I was just like, "Oh, I got shot." And he's like,
What?
Why?
Why is that
Why?
where your brain goes?
Because I wanted to make him feel bad that he had called me out for being different. I was trying to teach him a
You
lesson.
could have so easily just said, "I have a
got
walking
shot.
disability."
Yeah, but he knew that. He would see through that. Also, I didn't want to think I was like disabled. I wanted him to think I was cool. So I told him I got
Oh,
shot.
so disabled people aren't cool.
No, it's not true.
No, shot people are cool.
Yeah, people who get shot are cool. Or dead. And I was like, I was helping out these kids. They're about your age, and there was a drive-by, and I jumped in front of the kid, and I took a bullet, and it shot me in the leg.
What the fuck kind of lie is that?
I don't know. I wanted to think I was a
What
badass.
the fuck?
And he just goes, "Okay," and then runs away. And I was like, I'm a fucking great counselor. Taught that kid a lesson.
Oh man,
And-
you sound like when I Never mind.
No, go on.
Basically, I pretty much forget about that entire interaction, and the day completes, and it was a Friday, and so the whole next week I was off because I was going on a family vacation, and so
Oh no.
I come back a week after being gone, and I show up a little bit early because I was excited to see all the kids again. I was like, I kind of miss my job. It'll be fun to see them all again, so I was excited. So I get a little bit early, and I walk into the cafeteria, and all the kids just start like screaming, freaking out.
What?
And they're like, Corbin, oh my God. And they just like swarm to me and start like hugging me. And I'm like, I am the best fucking counselor ever. These kids miss me so much. And this one little kid looks up at me and goes, we thought you died. And I was like, okay, like relatable. I struggle with object permanence too. Yeah, object permanence is difficult and I struggle with it too. And then this one girl goes, you got shot and you died. And I was like, what? I was like, who told you that? And they're like, John. And John's like the one kid just sitting at the table alone, just eating his fucking, what are they called? Peas?
Dunkaroos.
Green peas?
Dunkaroos.
That
Nice.
one shitter doesn't even acknowledge that you're here.
No, he's just sitting there alone at the table eating his peas. And I was like, why is this kid telling everyone I got shot and died? And so I walk up to him and I'm like, hey man, any reason you're telling everyone I died? And he goes, you told me I got shot. You got shot. And I was like, okay. I was like, hey, I was just trying to teach you a lesson that you shouldn't like make people feel bad or call them out just because they're different.
Oh, what is
And he goes, I know that. I was just trying to teach you the lesson that you shouldn't lie to me.
Oh my
Looks
God!
back at his plate and continues to eat his fucking peas.
fucking annihilated.
I was so torn in half because I was like, on one hand, I was like, oh, well, I'm going nowhere in life because I was just outsmarted by a 5-year-old. And on the other hand, I was like, this kid's a fucking genius.
Oh my
mega
fucking
mind
God.
He fucking bodied the shit out of you. Holy
And he
fuck.
never, ever fucking flinched. Everything he said to me was just immediate, like, okay, yeah, you're dead. I just stood there for like 30 seconds.
This fucking
And
kid
just
is cool
slowly-
as ice.
Oh
Kids
my
are
God, he was
fucking horrifying.
so much cooler than I was. And I like, after this had all happened, I was like nervous because I was like, am I going to get fired for lying to a kid? Because he 100% knows I lied to him.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, I was nervous around the kid. I wanted to impress him.
Oh, no. That was straight up the only time I ever saw that kid.
Oh,
Because most of the kids would stay for the entire summer, but there was people who just went like,
Oh, for like a
Occasionally?
week or not. Yeah.
the only
Wow.
2 times I ever talked to that kid was him just absolutely tearing me to shreds.
he was there.
You know what's
and then he
fucking
just-
nuts? In 20 years, you're gonna be at a fucking inauguration parade for the new president, and he's gonna point at you and he's gonna say, "Remember me, Corbin? You lied to me." And you're gonna say, "I'm sorry, Mr. President."
No, my biggest fear is that like when the inevitability happens where I have to go to court
To
for something
court?
that I did. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I'm probably
your lawyer.
he's going to be the accusing lawyer.
Oh.
Even if I didn't do it, I'll be like, yeah, I'm taking the plea deal. I got
That was
offered
off my ass.
I got offered cocaine for the first time in my life the other day.
How did that happen?
It was
Corbin is just a fucking cocaine magnet.
the cokeheads, they just find me. No, I was hanging out with Julian.
Oh, this explains more.
No, never mind. Julian is a coke magnet.
For context, Julian has a really bad coke habit. Continue.
Don't say that. That's personal.
Hey man, you can't out him like that. That's not nice, dude. That's not cool.
So I went to Julian's house, and Julian lives really close to my cousin. And I went, hey, I'm gonna go spend one night with my cousin. Just hang out with them, go out to clubs. Ended up not spending the night at my cousin's house because I met a random girl at the bar, And
Yeah.
okay, first of all, she fucking. So I'm in the club and I'm dancing with my boys, and we're doing the dance from Vampire the Masquerade, where
Oh
like
my God.
the one with the big step, like making waves. That's what it's called. So we're doing that, and she walks up and she goes, "Are you on TikTok?" And I'm like,
And you go, no, but
You should
I have a
be like, yeah.
podcast.
yeah.
No,
Hit her
no,
with
no,
that.
no, 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 no.
Fucking
What?
no.
Oh, come on.
No, I did
What do
not.
you mean hit her with that? No, dude, saying to a girl that you're on a podcast just reeks of desperation.
I
Stop
didn't
that.
say that. I think I told this story too. I swear, like, didn't I say it worked when I was wearing like one of the Into the AM hoodies, and one girl was like, "Yo, that hoodie rules," and I was really drunk, and I went,
Yeah, didn't you say?
"You know, if you use code punk."
No. Yeah, that's what I thought. You. It's not the same if you're like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. If
Oh,
you're like,
it's
I have a
equally as
podcast,
desperate, though. It's
No.
equally as bad.
No, because if you're YouTube full time, it's like, yeah. But the people who make podcasts, anybody can put a podcast
yeah.
on Spotify, dude.
I'm not gonna lie,
It's even
like,
more desperate.
the day, like the first date I had with my girlfriend, like the day we met, we were really hitting it off, and she told me one time she went to the bathroom. She didn't actually go to the bathroom. She was considering going home because I told her I had a podcast.
Of course.
That's what I'm
But she
saying.
asked, bro.
Podcasts
She asked. I
dude.
never mentioned the YouTube stuff. I just sometimes mention like, oh, people I know from the work I do, or like something, fucking whatever. And then she asked me what I do and if I do anything besides YouTube, and I was like, God, she fucking pried it out of me. I didn't fucking bring it up.
Yeah, see, that's why you gotta be like you gotta start saying you're an influencer. Then they're gonna be like,
my
holy shit,
God.
he's influential.
No, she's gonna start putting lids on her drink, David. That's what she's gonna do.
Well,
Oh my god, Jesus Christ. It's true, but Jesus.
It's true.
Wow.
dude, this
Man.
Anyways,
yeah, cocaine,
I should
sorry.
have had a lid on my drink.
Whoa. Wait. Are you sure? Can we just take a minute? Are you sure you can keep going with this?
Also, LeVar Burton, not on Dragon Tales.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was talking out of my.
I would have known. And I was so flabbergasted. I was like, there's no fucking way. And I've been trying to find it where he was on Dragon Tales. And
Yeah, I think I was thinking of reading Rainbow because sometimes there's a dragon on that.
Yeah.
Where were we with Corbin's
cocaine.
drug story? Yeah,
Cocaine.
I'm ready
We're
to go.
back. Let's go.
so, dude, first of all, she fucking starts off the conversation so weird with the TikTok thing. And then she grabs her groups of friend and she goes, okay, y'all want to play a game? And we're like, yeah. She says, we're playing Fuck, Marry, Kill, but with apps on your phone. And she's like, so like
Interesting.
everyone, what's your like favorite app? And me trying to seem like an intellectual, I was like, Quizlet.
What is this?
Fucking Grammarly. Hello.
And then my friend goes, what the fuck is an app? And we're like an app, like on your phone. He's like, I don't, what? And I show him my phone. I'm like, apps, like on your phone. He goes, I don't know, fucking messages.
Oh my God,
Why is he so upset?
I don't know, but he was pissed off.
fuck yourself.
It's such
Messages,
an-
asshole.
For him,
Like,
it's
what?
such an invasive question.
So then she starts like only talking to me because she's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, what the
This guy's a psycho. You, babe, it's weird as fuck.
And so we start talking, and she's like, okay, like, do you want to drink? And I was like, yeah. And so we go, and she's like, hey, can I get 2 shots? And she said some weird ass fucking drink. And I was like, what is that? I've never heard of it. And she's like, she's like, I love it. It's a shot. Like, we'll do it. We do it, and I immediately take the shot, and I was like, that was Jägermeister. She's like, don't ever fucking call that Jägermeister.
What?
But it was
God.
literally just, it tasted exactly like
Psycho.
Jägermeister.
But don't call it that.
And then she goes, here, I
Psycho.
couldn't do mine. Do you want to do mine for me? And I was like, fuck yeah, another free shot. So I do
Oh
it.
my God.
That happened another time after that.
Dude.
Then the bars end up closing. Oh, wait, no. They go to hand her check. And this bar, after the fact, we think it might have been like a hookup bar. We didn't know. We just walked into a random bar. But they give you your check instead of putting it in like a little like leather booklet or whatever that they usually do at restaurants or bars.
Yeah.
They put it in a porn book. like
What do you mean a porn
an
book?
erotic novel.
Oh, like those dollar
that's pretty
trash
funny.
things. They're always
Yeah.
in piles at like grocery stores.
Yeah. And
Gotcha,
so
yeah.
me being smooth as fuck and definitely not drunk at all, I point at the cover and I go, what if that was us?
Wah! 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 No, Corbin. You can't say that.
It worked. The bar closes and we're the last people to leave. And the one of the bar backs called me Mr. PDA because we were making out in the bar. And then so we walk outside and she's like, can we go back to your place? And I was like, we can, but also we can't because I live 3 hours away.
Fair.
And so she was like, okay, I guess we can go to my place. I'll call an Uber. And then I'm like drunk as shit. And I see her calling a Lyft, but like, I'm pretty sure she didn't hit like the call button. Like she put in her address, but like she didn't hit the call button.
Oh,
And she-
Jesus Christ.
She puts her phone away and then she's like trying to make out with me outside the bar. And I'm a little uncomfortable with it because like we're in public. And then she like reaches down and like starts to like unzip my pants. And I'm like, whoa.
No.
I was like, we are.
Oh my god.
By the way, we're not like the only people on the street. There's like a bunch of people around us.
Oh,
Dude, this is like a Friday here. I don't know. Europe is fucking wild.
I'm not bold enough to shit in the street, so I told her no. And then she goes, well, you can do it to me. And I was like, no.
That's still the same.
And I'm like, it's been a while. I was like, where's our Uber? And she like looks and she goes, he fucking canceled, which I'm like, this bitch didn't even call it.
No, she did. Yeah.
And so then she calls it and we're sitting there waiting.
Dude, why?
And she's like, I don't care like what people see. Like, look. And she looks over to a group of guys and just flashes her tits. And so then they all start screaming. So they walk over to us and I start talking to him. And the guy's like, oh, dude, like it's my friend's bachelor party right now. Like, thank you. So I call him over and I'm like, bro, we've been married for fucking 15 years. And she just looks at me like I'm insane. I'm like, this is the love of my life. Like, we're like, oh my God, we're in love. And like the fact that you got to see my wife's tits makes me so happy.
What?
Because she's been freaking me out. So I thought I need to like, return the favor.
You need to freak her out. Like equivalent exchange, like in Full Metal Alchemist. Dude.
Okay. I could confidently say the tit flashing is like where Europe stops. Like that is not something that happens here. Please continue.
So I ended up talking to the guy for a while, and then he like gives me a hug. He's like, bro, I love you. Like, if I knew who you were, you'd be my best man at my wedding. And then we get in the Uber. We go back to her place. We walk inside. And the first
wait. Where does the Uber come in? Did you end up calling it?
she ended up calling it.
Okay.
And also all of my friends have already left, and I have like no money, so I was like, dude, I have to like get in her Uber.
Oh no.
So we get back to her place. She walks in and she goes, man, like I think I have some Coke. Do you want any Coke? And I was like, do you have any Dr. Pepper?
You didn't say that.
I did.
Fucking Christ.
And she just looks at me and she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, no, like cocaine. And I was like, oh, no, I don't do drugs. I was like, I drink, but that's about it. And then she was like, oh, like I'm so embarrassed. I was like, no, like don't worry about it. Like it's not a big deal. Like I don't care what other people do. And she was okay, so like I can do Coke. And I was like, sure. So she pulls out a little baggie, and something that I didn't pick up on until I was telling this to other people. What she did is she put her finger in there and then she rubbed it on her mouth and then she kissed me.
Oh, that's
hey.
a little bit fucked up. That's
That's a lot.
no bueno.
Imagining that your hookup is now that man from Redline betting on the races all the time.
What the fuck? What a weird pull.
And then
Okay, I haven't seen Red
I was saying the dude rubbing cocaine in his gums when I hear people who do that.
Yeah.
So I first saw that and I was like, when the red line came out, I wasn't 100% caught up yet.
And then I look down at the counter and there's two like chilled glasses of wine. like that she is not recently poured, and she hands me one. I was like, where the fuck did this come from? Which I was like, this is way too fucking weird. I'm not even drinking this. And then she goes, I have to go get ready, but like you can sit here and chill. And then like I walk into her living room, she like turns on the TV and she goes, has anyone ever told you that you like look a lot like Jack Harlow?
What the fuck?
I need to look up what he looks like.
And I went, what the fuck? No? And she goes,
no, not at all.
No.
She's like, you just remind me like so much of Jack Harlow. And I'm like, that is the rudest thing anyone could ever say to another human being.
Also, you don't what?
I know. I was so fucking confused.
Not even close, dude.
So
not
then
even
she
close.
puts on Jack Harlow on the TV and goes into the bathroom. Takes a while. So I'm just sitting on her couch just watching Jack Harlow wanting to kill myself.
What the fuck?
And she walks back out and she goes,
why did you stay so long? Why did you stay there?
She goes,
Where did he go?
She goes, will you sing for me?
Julian.
What?
Julian lives near.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Did she think at that moment you were Jack Harlow?
I don't know. But she
Cocaine
kept
is a hell of a
asking
drug.
me to sing.
She must have.
She goes, will you please sing for me? And I was like, no, that's so weird. And she's like, please, I know you can sing. I think she was convinced I was actually Jack Harlow.
Yeah, she must have.
You could have sang like one of those Cars movies songs. Right?
Life is a highway.
I'm gonna drive it. Yeah, like she would have been like, holy shit, he really is here in my abode.
I need to start hanging out with cokeheads again because I really want somebody to go up to me and go, anybody ever tell you look like Brett Ratner? I really want that interaction to happen.
Oh my god, dude.
Did you sing for her?
No, I refuse to. But
I would have.
Eventually, we did end up going to bed, and I'm fucking laying there in her bed, and I'm thinking to myself, she's gonna stab me in my sleep. I was like, fully convinced. I was like, no.
This is it. Yeah, this is it.
If I close my eyes, that will be the last time I close my eyes. She's going to stab me. And I'm like, okay,
dude.
I've got options. I can lay here awake all night and stare at the ceiling. I can run away, or I can just go to bed. And
wasn't Julian like? Didn't Julian live like near?
No, he was like 45
Yeah,
minutes
like Corbin
away.
said, he was 3 hours away from where he lived. So he's
At
like,
minimum.
Okay, wow.
yeah, he's like out there.
And then, next thing I know, I woke up at like 7 a.m. She was asleep. I look at her and realize for the first time, this is like a 34-year-old woman.
Oh my god, Corbin!
And so I run around her apartment, scramble together my clothes, throw them on, contemplating stealing something as a souvenir. And then I was like,
wait, what do you mean? Wait, whoa, what?
A souvenir.
I was like, yeah.
I remember my magical time as Jack Harlow.
The time a 40-year-old cokehead thought I was Jack Harlow. It's not something I want to forget.
What did you steal?
I didn't steal anything. I was like, that's fucked up. And then I was standing in her living room and I go, do I just leave or do I tell her that I'm leaving? And I
If
was
you
like,
wake her up, she's gonna be no Jack, come back.
so I was like,
come back to bed, Jack.
I was like, that feels really fucked to just leave without saying something, and it's like kind of suspicious. So I walk over and I tap her on the shoulder, and I'm like, I have to go. I have an important business meeting. And she was like, okay, goodbye. And she tried to give me a kiss, and I just swerved it into a hug, and then sprinted out of the room and fucking ran away.
I have to go record an episode of my podcast.
You should have said that. She'd be like, ew, fuck off.
So
I have to go record a new LP.
We're getting married tomorrow if you want to come.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I made the worst joke in my head. She will always remember that day as the day she almost stabbed
Captain Jack Harlow.